Deer in the headlights.
And who's at the picture? It's 3 a.m. I'm up late because I can't sleep.
This'll be good, folks.
I went to bed at like 7, and then I woke up at like 3.
Why didn't you wake me up?
Because I told her not to.
That's
I might or might not have threatened her with bodily harm.
Anyways, I dropped my tablet, and just as I laid back down in bed to watch on my tablet, there was one of my favorite streamers who lives in Britain, so time zones are completely different, started streaming.
Oh yeah? Who's that?
Filza.
Filza. Okay, sure. Wow. Amazing.
So I watched that.
See, I cooked this morning. All by myself. While everybody was sleeping, I cooked. I even, where is it at?
Why does it
I even cooked donuts. Huh?
Did you?
Well, I had to put it in something.
You know, lying is a sin. It's sinful.
It's not exactly lying.
It is lying.
I went to get it.
You made the food in some fashion or another.
I had to wait for it. All right, folks, I think that's it. Bye-bye. If it's even gonna work.
Good morning, friends and neighbors.
Good morning, people.
So, after much thinking and consideration, we're gonna give this bed a little break.
Yes,
And so what we're going to do is,
we worked them hard.
yeah, so we're gonna, he's gonna try to chill him a little bit, and then we're gonna put compost,
Yeah.
a little fertilizer, and a cover crop on each of the beds.
I was gonna buy just a little dinky tiller to do these, but they wanted, what was it, like $130 for
Yeah.
those little dinky
Hand-
tiller things.
Battery operated.
Yeah,
thing.
and I'm like, you know, I'm too damn cheap for that. I'm just gonna pick this. My smallest one is
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I'm gonna go pick it up, put it in there, and see what I can do.
All right, let's try it, baby.
All right, my dear.
Let's see how it works. You want me to pause this?
Oh no, no, no. We should start. There we go. Maybe.
You had it going a minute ago.
I know. Maybe I didn't push the button right, huh?
Could be.
Could be. I had started, but I put gas in it too.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
We'll wait. We figure it out.
I had the switch off.
User error.
Yeah. Well, I don't use this one very much anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's put the amendments in it. So we're gonna put, I think 1 or 2 bags of compost. What do you think?
Well, let's put, what else do you have? Because we only bought 15 bags.
So I just need a little compost and a little bit of fertilizer.
A
in
bag
each, of
each,
it.
maybe?
Yeah, I think that'll do
All
it.
right, I got the trailer and everything hooked
Okay,
up.
let's go ahead and do that.
Okey-doke. So we need
Good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go do it.
Oh yeah, one thing about getting old, you can't see small things. I was sitting here trying to start this puppy and the switch was off.
That's sad. Woo, baby.
Uh-huh.
You done did it. Okay, while he does that, I'm gonna tell you what we did. We amended all the beds with the following. Okay. We put a bag of this cheap compost they sell at Home Depot. Each bag had a half of this bag of oatmeal, and I also added blood meal I'll show you. Ah, looks good already.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Then I have blood meal. And I had some feather meal I ordered before. So I put some of that, only a little bit each. And this garden tone fertilizer, that should do it. And then the next thing we're gonna do right now, as he goes through, I am going to rake them in. Oh, sorry guys. And put some of this, some of the seeds, sun hemp. They should be all right. They said on the description I read that they can withstand up to 28 degrees. We shouldn't hit that temperature, you know. God willing, we won't hit that temperature until at least December, which means I have plenty of time for this to grow, get some biomass, and then get killed by the frost, and then we'll plant into that. I'm hoping we can put tomatoes here, so the ground will be plenty amended. Okay, you guys, talk to you later.
Okay, folks, this is what she looked like. Look at that. She said that it was really compact on the top. Was picking that tiller up and throwing it in here ideal? No, but I remember it was last year you could buy those small tillers for 35 to 40 bucks, little battery power or electric, right? This year they want 130 bucks for them.
Well, remember we looked at my printer?
Yes.
What was
a
it?
printer she bought 2 years ago, right?
It was $100 more expensive now.
100 bucks more
And
expensive.
was it refurbished?
Refurbished. Okay.
Can you believe that?
Yep. All right, folks, you know what time it is. This here is public service announcement. I was awake most of the night on and off thinking about just how to phrase this, all right? Bear with me a little bit because I'm going to say a couple of things here. First of all, everybody knows who James Longstreet was, right? He was literally the man that coordinated the attack on the third day of Gettysburg, you know, known as Pickett's Charge. Anyway, his contemporaries, gentlemen and generals that he went to West Point with, that knew him all his life, they used to say of James Longstreet, if James Longstreet said it, it's probably not true. Okay? And now it's so funny because we've reached a time in history where people are drinking the Kool-Aid. And I'm pretty sure you don't understand, you really don't understand what that term drinking the Kool-Aid means. It is a reference to Jim Jones in Guyana. Hundreds of people he convinced to drink the Kool-Aid and die because they just literally believed, no matter what anyone told them, was he was the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah, that Kool-Aid was laced with.
Yeah, arsenic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when they drank that Kool-Aid, it killed them. And it's no matter what, they would not believe anything else. Now, another example of this, which maybe the younger people could relate to, is there was a series one time. It was on public broadcasting. If I'm not mistaken, it was called The Music Makers. And they went through the whole music industry, right? But the part that got me the most was the guy from the Carpenters. I don't particularly remember what his name was. I do remember his sister, Karen Carpenter.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And yeah, you know, only just yeah, it doesn't matter. They were, if you heard the songs, you would, babe. But anyway, she was like the first famous person, or the first time anyone ever heard of a disease called anorexia. She literally just couldn't eat because she drank the Kool-Aid, watched TV, and she thought she was fat. And she had a poor body image. And I remember him crying in the chair. He said at one point, I was just so frustrated. I grabbed her and shook her and said, God, for God's sakes, Karen, why can't you just eat? But it was too late. She drank the Kool-Aid. And no matter what, she truly believed that. Those people down there in Guyana, no matter what, they truly believed that. And that's like Democrats today. If a Democratic politician tells you something, it's probably not true. James Longstreet was a Democrat who later switched for his own selfish reasons to be a Republican because he was a friend of Grant. Actually, Grant married his cousin. But anyway, I digress on that one. But it's like, if they say something, it's probably not true. And it's like, I've been telling everybody for years, do your own research, please. Look something up. Stop believing the catchphrases. I mean, that's the best that I can do to describe it. And I know it's probably pitiful, but I'm telling you, we're getting to a point where, you know, bad things are gonna happen, real bad things. And that's all I got to say on that. And you, my dear?
Well, here's the deal. Like, we had that one sermon where the minister, you know, people are saying, we're coming up to the end of times and whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't matter. As long as your house is in order, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But what he was saying is there's no way, because we've had earthquakes and civil unrest and all this stuff before. And I can agree with that, of course. But you know what the problem is these days, which is the worst? We have internet. Which, when somebody does something terrible, like kill a baby before it's born.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that one.
Yeah, when they do something terrible, they have
instant gratification.
A million people around the world saying, yeah, me too. Yeah, you know, it happened. Yeah, you know. And so now not only do you have people that they behave poorly, they behave badly, you have people, not confirmation, but affirming. Yes. Their fact that their sin or their crime, or however you want to look at it, it's okay because everybody else is doing it. And it just goes back to a simple old saying: if everybody jumps off a bridge, will you too?
I mean, yeah, my mom used to tell me that when I was a kid, right?
It's true.
But, you know, it's like I come from this from a very unique standpoint, because I led a very violent life, to say the least. I mean, I always believed in God, always did. I always had good morals, no matter what anybody would care to tell you that. But, you know, yeah, I will admit I was young and I was a little bit on the wild side.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. But that allows me to see clearly now. Yeah. And it was, his name was Shelby Foote, by the way. He's a historian that did all that research. He's dead too. But yeah, it was like, point blank, I mean, his contemporaries at the time, people that knew him all his life. Yeah, if Jimmy Longstreet says it, it probably ain't true, because he was really good at making promises and not carrying them through. Or if he did carry it through and it came out badly or poorly, as they used to say, it was always someone else's fault.
Isn't that the truth?
But yeah, I mean, it's just like people, especially modern historians, they look at it and yeah, there's a lot written about him, and he was a turncoat. He went from being a Democrat, slave owner, to being a Republican because, you know, Grant married his cousin Julia in Denton, Illinois. Bet you didn't know that one, but anyway.
Back in the day when we watched TV and there was some decent television, we used to have that, we used to watch that show, House.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
One, you know, if you know House, he was oddball.
Oh, the one with the baby.
And well, that's not what I was talking about. And he's also, yeah, that one was cool. There was one where he's doing the surgery and whatever on a fetus.
That's what he called it.
Inside, and they were having this whole debate about whether it was a baby or a fetus and whatever. And he's doing the surgery, and the baby reaches out his head and
grabbed his finger.
Like, that'll change anybody's mind, but that wasn't what I was getting at. These days, people are using, that one's done.
Oh, okay.
People use their sexuality to say how unique and special they are. there was one episode of House when they were trying to get interns to come in to help out, and there was all kinds of weird kids and everything, and this kid comes in and he got long hair and skinny jeans and looking all cool and everything, and House and Wilson was his doctor friend were sitting there and they're interviewing him, and he just tore into that kid and he says, you think you're unique because you're dressing up with your skinny jeans and your your fancy shirt, your long hair and stuff. He says, you want to be a rebel? Be like him. Cut your hair short, wear a pocket protector, put a bunch of pants, study your books, do your thing, get an ace in school. You want to be a rebel? That's a rebel right there. And what I want to say is, you want to be a rebel? Don't be like everybody else.
Yep. Grab
your Bible, study it, put your head down there and read it, and find all the answers that God already gave us.
Right.
Be a rebel.
But, you know, here's the thing. When I say research the other side, you can't rely on Fox News. They're just as liberal. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you people, got that stuck in your heads. Fox News is just as liberal as the mainstream media. If you want to get news, you have to go to Sky News from Australia, RT News from Russia, that IWO News from India. You see what the rest of the world is saying about us and about us murdering children. You look at this, all right? They will give you the honest perspective about America for the simple reason they don't give a rat's butt. But,
they have no stake in the game.
But think about it. When's the last time a Democrat kept their promise? Right? I mean, even when Biden got into office, he said he was going to give $2,000, right? He didn't give you $2,000. He only gave you 14 and an excuse.
Yeah.
Right? Then he said he was going to give you this other big thing, right? Did you get it? No. You get a little here and a little there. And the reason for that is because you're not smart. You're going to stay with him and keep going with him for those little damn crumpets they're throwing out. And let me tell you something. This disease that's going around right now, how about you just listen to real doctors, right? And not the man that created it.
Yeah, I know.
Right. That is something. But anyway, I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm sorry, but I figure it to be my Christian duty. If I can just change one mind,
right,
I would be happy. Not even change their mind. If I could just get them to look and come up with their own truth. And if you still feel that way, fine.
Oh my gosh, you know.
Right.
But yeah, it's just look it up, you know.
It won't hurt you, I promise.
Well, you know.
For me, my coming to let's say the conservative side was, you know, I was living in Arkansas, and a friend of somebody that I knew was a friend of the Rockefeller that has a big cattle thing there. That's another story. Anyway, they were pushing, the guy's name was Gordon Crane, actually, and he was really pushing Bill Clinton down my throat. And my thing to him, and I can remember we were at a barbecue and we're sitting there, and he goes, oh, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, he's gonna do this. And I looked at him and I'm like, you know, they say this every time and they never do it, right? And that's the whole problem. They're good at talking, but they never do it.
They are good at talking.
So that's when I started looking at the other side.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, sure enough, we had 8 years of Bill Clinton. Now, at least Bill Clinton didn't destroy the country, but he never did anything he promised.
He was lucky he rode the tech boom.
Yeah, he had the tech boom to ride.
And, you know, all of a sudden it was fresh and all that, but yeah, he got lucky.
So, what kind of cover crop we got here?
We put sun hemp.
Sun hemp.
I was telling our friends over there earlier that this thing was supposed to, it likes the heat, right? But it will be okay all the way up to 28 degrees Fahrenheit. And once we hit the frost, it will kill it, hopefully, and then we'll have biomass. Okay,
Well,
they'll tend to it for
I
next
gotta
one.
tell you, I can't wait for church tomorrow.
You can.
Now, at that part in the service where you can go up and kneel down in front of the altar and pray,
to the Lord.
I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go down there, and I'm gonna pray for the babies.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna pray that this bill does not pass the Senate, because if it does, as humanity, we're doomed. Oh man, we are doomed.
And you know, here's the deal.
We sound like preachers today.
Yeah, but here's the thing, you know, we have our Lord, you know, we have our Lord firmly in our hearts, right?
Yes.
A lot of people don't.
Well, and they've been brainwashing people since they was youngins, and this is the new norm.
Yeah,
You know, I'm sorry, but that's it.
that's it.
I mean, I know educated people with college degrees and better than a 4-year college degrees that truly drank that Kool-Aid and truly believe this crap.
I tell you what, that was one thing I always wonder as a kid, even as a grown-up.
Yeah,
How
hold
can-
that. Hold that.
Oh, no, don't pull the weeds and
I'm not
stuff.
pulling the weed, I'm pulling the stems.
Well, leave them there. They
I
do
will
stuff.
leave them there,
Leave
but
them
I did.
there.
It was bothering me.
I used to think, well, I mean, how can someone, because you see families with really a lot of education, mom's a doctor, dad's a lawyer, they have kids, and the kids are just lost in the world. And I used to wonder really even as a grown-up,
Yeah.
why, you know, and what it's come to as older, as we get older and stuff, is like, well, yeah, mom and dad are really busy having an education,
Yes.
and nobody's raising
No one's
children.
raising your children except for the liberals.
Yeah, the
But
nanny,
here-
the teacher, the school. whatever.
Every time I hear some crazy ass politician woman, sorry about that, saying, Margaret Singer was my hero. Please listen to me. Margaret Singer's sole purpose in life was eugenics. She truly believed that we needed to kill every African American baby. That was Margaret Singer. Planned Parenthood is not in rich neighborhoods. Why do you think that is?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
But rich people will drink the tea.
Yeah, we have.
Yep.
I tell you, as a movement, the feminist movement probably ruined women's lives more than anything else out there, really.
Yeah, I think so
You know,
too.
It made it so that you, as a woman, it makes you, what's the word I'm trying to say? They make you ashamed of wanting to be at home with your children.
Yeah, here you go. Ladies out there, just in case, what you want is you want to find a man that has toxic masculinity. Now, I know the liberals are going to say, he's going to beat you. No, he's not. This man is going to treat you like a goddess. This man is going to protect you. He's going to protect your children. He is going to work his butt off for you. All right? So, you don't want the dude with the man bun. Trust me. All right?
Or a man purse.
Or a man purse. Oh,
That's funny.
oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Feminine men are not men.
No, they're not. Trust
They're
me.
not.
In touch with his feelings. It's not
Ah.
it's code word for.
I don't know. As I get older, I'm kind of in touch with my feelings.
But
Sort
you've
of.
always been a little sentimental.
I guess, yes.
That's not news. My dad was pretty sentimental too, and he was no.
Oh,
saint
yeah.
either. You know, he could cry at the drop of a hat.
I guess this turned into a BS, only when he got older. Yeah, this
Yeah.
turned into a BS damn thing. But that's fine. You know, you can watch it or you're not. But
okay.
we should probably end because I
Okay.
think,
We're on too long.
yeah, I think so
Sorry,
too.
guys.
Anyway,
Have a good day.
yeah. And let's all say a prayer today that this thing doesn't even get heard in the Senate.
Yep.
All right. Ta-ta for now, folks.
Bye.